Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? We're keeping it moving. We got a brand new show in store for you. A couple of you guys left some comments and said that we should try a new show called Tracks After Dark. I want to call it Tracks After My Bedtime because this is really late for tracks. I'm used to going to bed a lot earlier and getting up a lot earlier. Some of you guys see my posts in the gym trying to keep it tight or get tight one way or another. But yeah, in order for me to get up that early, that means I got to go to bed early. So I'm doing it all for you, baby. I'm the voice of the people. The people have spoken. Tracks After Dark. So here we go. I got a question for you guys. Question for you in the chat. How are you feeling after Thursday's game? Are you still riding with this team or are you ready to see some major changes? What do you guys think? First, let's see what's going on in the chat. What's up, Bradley? What's up, breaking news, Bruce? What do you guys think, man? Are you guys still riding with this team or are you ready to see some major changes? Let me know what you think. Let me know what has to happen. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody rolling up into this chat. Also, on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you in the future of the Chicago Bears? Let me see those numbers in the chat, guys. This is a time for you guys to shine and to get it out and to get it out front so we can see what you have to say. We're interested. We're curious, man. DJ Moore is honest. Yes, he is. He's definitely an honest guy for sure. For sure. I agree. And there's a couple other people that are honest in the building too. They don't get the mics in the face nearly as much, but they've spoken. They've spoken, and they've actually spoken about some other things, just not out publicly about some things. He's feeling a 7. He's feeling confident. Bradley's still feeling confident. He's on the other side of 5. That's good. 5's right in the middle of 10. My math is mathing tonight. I nailed it. He's saying 7. So he's on the right side of 5, okay? So he hasn't faltered all the way below 5. So he's at 7. He said 9 if they hire Pete. Yeah, we'll get into all that. We'll get into the coaches and everything. Bradley's kind of jumping ahead of the game. He might know a little something. He's kind of flexing right now, I feel. What about you, Bruce? How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Where's your confidence level with these guys? Anybody that else is out in the chat, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. What up, Cliff? On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in the future of the Chicago Bears? Let's see those numbers. Let's see those numbers in the chat. Cliff is lighting it up. Yep. I don't know if you guys recall, but Ant Mass started a wave last night and asked for Tracks After Dark. The people have spoken, so I am answering the bell. We'll see what happens. Ooh, Bradley doesn't know anything. Or does he? Right now, he's being modest and just saying, Ant Mass, you called, brother. You called for this to happen. I'm glad you're here because I would have called you out, bro. You said Tracks After Dark. You see what happened? I made a thumbnail for you. I made a show. I'm up after bed. I might turn into a pumpkin. Maybe that's what you guys are all waiting for, but you got Tracks After Dark. I'm not sure if you were looking for something kinky after dark or some only stuff. I don't think so, because we would definitely lose numbers if that was about to happen. I just think you meant let's just have a show, right? So we'll keep it G. We'll keep it G. Let's keep it G, okay? So yeah, getting back to that ant mass, I'll ask you the question I asked Cliff, I asked Bradley, I asked Bruce, everybody else that's in the chat. We already got over 50 in the building across all panels. This is already an insta hit. Ant mass, I'm gonna go ahead and send you the royalties for stirring this one up, bro. Maybe you be a good producer. Maybe Ant mass has got something cooking, man. But that's why we listen to you guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you guys in the future of the Chicago Bears? Let's see those numbers. I just need a number. 1 to 10, baby. Give me them numbers. Let's see them numbers. Hopefully not a middle finger. What's up, Debbie? Bear down. Bear down, Debbie. Love you, Debbie. Love you. Just trying to get this out to a couple other places in Facebook land. I try to get this out there so everybody can see what's going on. It's all good if you go a little huge left. What? What the heck is him saying? I don't know. Oh, are you talking about to the left side of 5? Oh, MS says 7.5. Okay. So he upped it a little bit. Okay. Bradley said 7. Ant-Mass said 7.5. Debbie says 3. Now, after the show, let me know how confident you are, because we have some breaking news. Some breaking news, okay? And I'm telling you guys know my sources. They're pretty dang good. So far, they're 4 for 4. They're about ready to be 5 for 5, I feel. I feel very confident in them sources. So let's unpack some stuff. Let's talk about some stuff. We are for the people. The people have spoken. Ant Mass says, let's do Tracks After Dark. Booyah. Here you go, Ant Mass. Love you, buddy. Debbie upped it a little bit. She said 4 to 5 now. She went up 1 or 2 more, depending. So we're back at 50%, potentially. Could be 40, you know. My math is math in After Dark. Maybe we're onto something. What up, Kedro Vision? Ooh, I like that. That's got to be Keds. Ant Mass, Cliff, Chicago Sports Podcast. Woo! Cliff says, if you're not looking at Pete Carroll, why not look at Shanahan? He's a year younger than Carroll. Still haven't got a number from Cliff yet. Maybe he's not about the numbers. All right. We got the pleasantries going. Everybody's starting to get live in the chat. They're starting to make their way in and nestle down. Hopefully you got a good frosty beverage so I sound better, so I look better. If the Bears get a good head coach, OC and DC, I give the future an 8. If they don't, the number is much lower. I agree. Kids in the building. What up, kids? Yes. Love it. Everybody's starting to get settled in. If you know anybody out there that's looking for a place for a few, tell them to settle down, nestle down, and bear down in the Tracks After Dark show, brought to you by Ant Mass, bro. Ant Mass. Love it. I'm gonna make you proud, Ant Mass. I got some good stuff in for you, and like I said, I won't disappoint you guys. I got some juicy intel for sure. And I don't float this stuff. I don't like to float stuff that ain't a possibility. So I am close to some people. I am close to some groups. And I'm not talking about on Facebook or YouTube or any of that, although I am close to you guys and I love you guys. But my source did not come from that. So let's we're about ready to get into it. I just got a couple more clicks and we are good. We've had enough number of guys in Chicago. That is no lie. That is true, bro. No money ball need to be played here. Absolutely. And I don't think he's even talking about even just the Chicago Bears. He's talking about Chicago in general. They've always been penny pinchers for every one of them, man. I don't know what it is about this city, but they want to pinch them pennies. I wouldn't say that they would. You guys say that? Leave a comment. Would you guys say that they're completely penny pinchers, or they just pinch their pennies in the wrong location and overspend in areas where they could balance it out and do better? You know what I mean? I feel like that's actually a better look because I've seen them actually spend some freaking money. I know you guys have too over the years, but sometimes you're just like, wow, okay, that guy got that deal. And not that we're mad about people making money. We just want to make sure that it goes the right way and that our team wins after it. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, how are you guys feeling after Thursday's game, man? You guys aren't really saying anything. I can't see you out there. I can only see the chat. I mean, are you guys wearing bags on your face in your homes, even though nobody could see you in the chat? I should have wore a bag. I almost thought about wearing a bag actually, but like I said in the show previous too, I'd have to wear one of them recycle trash bags. What's up, Chris Foster? Thanks for being a part of the show, man. Love you, buddy. Thanks for coming in, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. You all know what to do. Leave a good review. Let everybody know about us, man. Tracks After Dark. Oh, man. I haven't even looked at Foster's uh, text yet, but I'm sure it has something to do with Caleb. It always does. That's his go-to. Let's see here. I don't know what he would talk about if there wasn't Caleb on the team, to be honest. I haven't heard anything from that guy except that, but love when he comes on, man. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Love when all you guys come on. You guys are the best for sure. All right, so let's in this first segment, man, we're going to talk about how DJ Moore calls out Bears fans. He calls us out, not in a bad way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't start getting ready to hold your freaking DJ Moore jerseys, the number 2s over a flame, okay? Chill out. It's on 670 The Score. He came out, he talked about it. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's get into it, okay? Do you agree with what DJ Moore said when he said that the team has the pieces to succeed? He said that. He believes, and he's not the only one in the building, he spoke for multiple players where they feel like they have the pieces to succeed. Do you believe that that is accurate? Do you believe that that's true? Or do you think that we're still missing some key players? Thanks, Chris. Love you, buddy. I would hope that it's a good show. I'm doing it for you guys. Actually, Chris, I know you weren't here earlier, but I got to give credit where credit is due, just like I give Jeremy J2K all the love in the world for hooking up the beautiful tapestry. My guy Keds is in here. He'll tighten up my language. He knows I'm a little rough around the edges when it comes to English, but he's made this place look great. Okay, all of the rebranding, the videos, everything. It's all because of him. Shout out to him. Shout out to Bearski, hooked up with the video, all of the highlights and stuff. It was great, man. It was great. So got to give Ant Mass credit though, man. He says Tracks After Dark. Here I am. I'm up past my bedtime, Cliff. I might turn into a pumpkin because I get up early and I go to the Y and I go work out. I try to get tight, man. So want to be around here for my kids, want to live as long as I can, man, and haunt you guys with with this podcast that I bring on. So, anyways, like I said, yeah, J2K is awesome, bro. You're not going to agree with everybody all the time, and that's okay. That's okay. You're not built. You're not created and intended that way. So we all agree to disagree. That's why they've got 31 flavors at Baskin Robbins. Okay, if that place is still open, I don't know. They're closing everything left and right. But I digress. Here we go. So, or do you think we're still missing key players? Now, this is where I disagree with DJ Moore. Love the guy, great talent, but I disagree with him. I think there are some key players, and we'll get into that. I think there's some key players that we need to address. Key positions, guys. So I'm waiting for somebody to jump out and say, I'm waiting for somebody to tell me. Would somebody please tell me? I'm opening it up to the chat. You guys are going off with each other. Chris fired some open shots at J2K, who's not even here to defend himself. I just praised him for all the stuff that he's done for me, and not just for me, but just for the whole Bears community. And Bearski's done the same thing too, man. You ask him to put together a Bears video, man, lickety split. These guys are great. They're all about the community, man. Can't we all just get along? So yeah. What's up, Anthony? We don't have what we need. Ant's in the building. Shout out to Ant. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Love you, boy. Love your show. Go check him out on Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, man. This guy's fire with his boy Chef. Cooking it up. Man, got the wooden spoon out, blip, 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 making some fresh to serve goodness for you on some bear shows, bearing down. Nah, man, but come on, let's get off this. What up, Ant? What up, Joe? Ben Johnson, new head coach. Joe, I believe, hey, if I'm wrong, and I've been wrong, but I think this is the first time I've seen you, Ben. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, man. That's how we make this thing happen, bro. So hit that subscribe button. If you like the show, please like it. If you don't, leave a comment about what I need to do better. Do I need to tighten it up here? Do I need to stand a little bit back from the camera? Should I put that bag over my head that says, sell the team? What do I got to do? I'll take it all into consideration, okay? Anyways, yeah, there you go. Kudos to Amash. See, Cliff say, hey, listen, for this show, we're gonna title it. It's not, well, is it a title or is it a saying? Let me just put it out there, okay? Be a fountain, don't be the drain. Okay? Be a fountain, don't be the drain. Put something in, don't take away. Okay? All right. I'm not going to get all philosophical with you guys. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay? So, anyways, let's get back to it. Man. What's the most frustrating part of being a Bears fan right now? What would you guys say the most frustrating part about being a damn Bears fan right now? What really grinds your gears? What is it? What up, Crooked Commission in the building? Yes. Now, if we could only get the cook in here, man, the chef. We got the sous chef. We need the chef, the sous chef. We got Ant. I'm not sure what Amp would be in this analogy, but help me out, man. Help me out. Is he licking the spoon? I don't know, but they're great guys, man. Hey, thank you, Joe. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Joe. He liked and subscribed. He freaking rang the bell. Yes, tailgate feast. Guys, come see my tailgate. I bring Bears players up there for the Wounded Warriors. Debbie's been up there. She was a former honey bear. She's awesome. Tons of people, thousands of people, great food, great drinks, great fun. Basically, this place is like a walking freaking fairgrounds. It is amazing when they put it all together. It's like an Airbnb too, man. You just all you do, you could prepay too. It's like $50, all you can eat, all you can drink. You get there like the buck crack of dawn at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I don't know if anybody says that anymore, by the way, buck crack of dawn. I get called out all the time for these old freaking sayings, but I think some of you guys are in my demographic of age, and hopefully none of you guys are ageist either. Shout out to people my age and older, love you guys. Okay. You guys are the ones that I learned like this stuff from. But anyways, Jeep guy, what up, Jeep guy? Carroll, he's too old. Hire someone younger. Hire Didka. All right, Carroll. Not a Carroll guy, huh? He wants Didka. Jeep guy, I think this is the first time I've seen you in here. If that's true, please do what Joe just did and ring that bell, man. Hit that subscribe button. Like if you like the show. If you don't, tell me what I got to do to help you change your mind, man. But thank you for joining us tonight, man. Appreciate you, man. All right. Anthony says insanity, repeating the same mistakes and expecting different results. Hey, what up, Jeep guy? Love you, bro. Love you. You're now a part of the show, man. How does it feel, man? How does it feel to be part of a show? I got a Jeep too, man. I got two Jeeps. I got the 2016 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. It's black on black, and then I got a Compass, with all the multi transmission and stuff for the rock, the snow, all that stuff, the ice, the sand. I don't know how it does all that, but I'm glad I don't have to shift into that crap. All right, thanks, Jeep guy. Way to sub, man. Joe says they are going to hire Ben Johnson. We'll get into that, Joe. Keep the hope alive, brother. Keep the hope alive. So is it the coaching? Are you guys most frustrated about the coaching? Is that what it is? Is it the losing streak? Are you guys fired up about the 10-game losing streak? Is it the ownership? Which one of those? If you had to pick one or you wanted to pick them all, that's fine. But I'm asking for at least one. Please drop it in the comments. Let me know what gets you fired up. What greases your gears, okay? What's another thing like grease your gears? Help me out with the old school one and new school one, as long as it's not a curse word, because I got to delete it, I want to make sure that I'm Facebook friendly and YouTube and all that stuff. Otherwise, they come in here and do what they want to do. We don't want that, Every once in a while, we'll get a little unhinged and say something. I got to go back and edit that stuff, you know what I mean? Including myself and some of my co-hosts. But anyways, I hope you guys understand, man. I want to keep it in-house and just do our thing. Anyways, I spent too much time on that, didn't I? Yeah. What up, Zach Attack? Hey, man. I wanted to tell you, Zach, I'm not sure if you've been in here. I think you have. If not, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you be a friend, tell everybody about us. If you like the show, please hit like. If you don't or you do, put something in the comments, man. Right now, our questions is, what's the most frustrating thing for you as part of being a Bears fan right now? Is it the coaching? Is it the losing streak? Is it the ownership? Drop your thoughts in the chat right now. Let us know. Oh, and Maz coming in hot, bro. Chapter Hyde. Yes, I love it. Chapter Hyde. Uh-huh. Brandon, you're a kid. Hey, if I'm a kid, maybe I'm a kid spelled backwards, right? Cliff, you'll figure that out fast. You're smart. But if I am a kid, how come I know all this stuff? Am I paying attention? At least I'm paying attention. Shout out to all the kids in the building. Oh, yes. Jeep says ownership and coaching. James, shout out to James. What up, James? No matter how far he travels, this place is always home, and he's always a Bears fan. Lickety split, he's always here. His heart's always here. Shout out to James Childress. He says the 10-game losing streak is absolutely uncalled for. Amen to that, brother, and pass the ammunition. There's another one for you there, Clifford. Woo! Woo! I'm bringing all of them out, aren't I, buddy? So, like, I'm speaking your language here. He said, Amas says, I wish we would have picked a center last draft. It's been since Olin, since we had a good center. It has. Olin offered. He was on our show last year. Just go in there, type Olin. You'll be able to see his, what do you call it? I'm going to do some edits too. There's some things you like how I did that. Yeah, I'm going to do some edits too, where I'm going to be able to call old shows and put them in at the end of the show. So that way you could see, it'll lead you into that. So if I'm interviewing or talking about offensive line, I'm going to go ahead and put a guy like Jay Hilgenberg. I'm going to put a guy in like Jimbo Culver. I'm going to put a guy in like Olin. And then you can go in and look at that. It's like at the end, I forgot what it's called, but I need to do some editing. I think it'll help raise views and it'll bring some extra, oomph to the show, some stuff that you guys will like. You know what I mean? Brad says, I better not call tracks again. Yeah. Zach says, decision-making skills start inside the home. It's like education. The start inside the home when there are dumb kids in school. It starts in their home. He's saying home a lot. Caleb's decision-making skills, hard to change. Well, yes, I could see that. But there is a reason why they have position coaches, Zach. Can I get an amen? Quarterback coaches, camps, mechanics, getting that footwork right, all that stuff. Zach, I got an interesting story to tell you really quick. It won't take too long. But the difference between Peyton Manning, his rookie year and his sophomore year with the Indianapolis Colts was Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator, told him, you got 3 seconds to throw that daggum ball. And if after 3 seconds, get rid of it. And that was a difference in him throwing a NFL record that he still holds to this day, the sheriff does, for most interceptions thrown. Most interceptions thrown to going from 3-13 to 13-3. I mean, I'm not calling you out or nothing, man. I'm just saying that coaching matters. That one little microsecond of Tom Moore's time and Peyton taking that in and taking it seriously can be the fire that needs to be lit, that freaking lights up our whole community and our whole organization, man. Keep faith alive, man. It just might happen, bro. It might just happen during your time, okay? It's the environment, the work ethic, the building, or lack thereof. Hopefully, Jeep is still a company in years to come. Reports are not hopeful for the brand continuing. Oh, okay. Well, that's a little disturbing. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's sad. 10 game losing streaks, ridiculous, unreal. Caleb is green. He needs a lot of coaching. I agree, Zach. I agree wholeheartedly with you, brother. I really do. Scottish Bear in the building. What's up? Hey, Scottish Bear, make sure you freaking hit that like button if you like what's going on, man. Tell us what you don't. Tell us what you do in the comments, man. Right now, we're talking about what's the most frustrating part about being a Bears fan right now. Is it the coaching, Scottish Bear? Is it the losing streak, Scottish Bear? Or is it the ownership? Drop your thoughts, bro. You're a very smart guy. You've been following us for a little bit, and we'd like to hear from you, man. Bring back the honey bears, Aunt Mass said. Yeah, baby. Smash them likes. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Yeah, y'all. James Childress, how have you been, my brother? It's been a minute. Zach, coaching is more important than the talent in the locker room. I agree. All right, let's get back into it, man. I got some more questions for you guys. You guys are lit. You guys are doing so great, man. You're making me look good tonight. Okay. If you had to choose one, okay? This is an interactive poll for you guys, man. I got it in there, man. Got it in there like Polysaurus, wheezing the juice. If you had to pick one, would you keep the roster but change the coaching staff? You have to pick one. I'm sorry I'm doing this to you. I'm sorry. Don't beat me up. If you had to choose one, would you keep the current roster but change the coaching staff? Start fresh and blow everything up. Start fresh and blow everything up. Justin Chase. Love the name, bro. Are you a movie star? Can I get your autograph, bro? Love the name. Hey, Justin Chase. I'm not sure if you've been in here before. Make sure you subscribe, man. If you like what we got, hit that like button. If you think we need to adjust something, drop a comment, man. If you like what we have to say, leave a comment, man. This is a safe space for everybody. Lions, Vikings, Bears. Oh my. There's one team that I left out. Okay. One team. And they come in here and we try to keep it safe, but I can't promise anything. Okay. I can't promise anything. All right. So, anyways, like I said, keep the current roster, but change the coaching staff or start fresh and blow everything up. Change the coaching staff. I agree. Yep, I agree. Change the coaching staff. There's two of them. Justin, I think he's kaboom. Keds wants to blow it out. Booyah! Oh man. Nah, the situation sucks. I get it. Culture issues suck ass to have to watch for any team. Um, yeah. Change the coaching staff. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I got another question for you guys in the chat. Okay. Before we get into it, I hope you guys did your homework, man. Let's keep it busy. But how you doing? Keep it moving. It's 10:01 Central Time, man. I'm way past my bedtime. Um, does my face look like a pumpkin yet? Have I turned into a pumpkin? Here's my question for the chat. DJ Moore says, we just have to work well together. What do you think that means, guys? That they just have to work well together? What could that mean? What do you guys think that he means? Is it coaching? Is it team chemistry? Let's hear your theories. What did DJ Moore mean when he said that on 670 The Score today? I'd like to know. He was on the Mullenhaw show. He says, we just have to work well together. What the hell is that? That's a lot to unpack. And I know he got beat up, man. He had eight targets, right? And he got beat up quite a bit in that game. Everybody did. It was ridiculous. But yeah, what do you think he meant, man? 4 a.m. Scottish time. Shout out to Scottish Bear. Scottish Bear. Do you have freaking Scottish Bear? Do you have coffee already going? Have you already had your first cup at 4 a.m.? You wake up when I wake up, buddy, except, we're in different time zones, but same thing. Kedrovision means, love the name, by the way, brother. Solid name. It means that he doesn't like Caleb Williams' chemistry. Whoa! Whoa, I wasn't expecting that, Keds. That means the team is at odds. Oh, wow. Okay. Or they don't like each other. Okay, so there's a couple options there. Teamwork. The team is not connected, no connections. Change coaching staff. Keep the best of the players. Players like Borum need to go. I'm glad you put need to go after Borum. I was a little concerned there, Cliff. I didn't know if you were, dipping, getting into the sauce, man. Lost in the sauce, Yep, coffee. How do you like your coffee? Do you like it with Scottish cream? Do you like a little Scottish cream in your coffee? Do you like it black? How do you like it, man? I like mine to have a little bit of flavor. So anyways, I like your guys' theories. I agree. No chemistry. Yep, no chemistry. So here's a second segment, guys. Let's get into the second segment. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are killing it. You guys are killing it tonight. You're making me look good. Over 100 in the chat. 35 minutes into it. So, yeah. What up, Munoz? Munoz in the building. He wants the ball more like most wide receivers want it. Don Burr, Detroit versus everybody. Come on, bro. We already know that, man. You've been saying that all year long. We know it's Detroit versus everybody. You guys are the cream of the crop, man. You rise to the top, you know? Our offense line needs to be more cohesive in protecting the QB. All right, let's get into segment 2. Ryan Poles gets a defense. Who's he getting a defense from? Who's Ryan Poles getting this defense from? Question for the chat. Another one for you guys. I'm keeping you guys going, keeping you guys awake. Is Ryan Poles the right GM for the job? Is he the right GM for the job? Or are you guys ready to see him go? Why or why not? Why is he the right GM for the job? Or why is he not the right GM for the job? Let's get into it, and then I'll follow up with you guys. The Bears need an ass kicker like Mike Vrabel. These players need to step up or be shipped out. DJ trying not to say anything he shouldn't say. We need to read between the lines. Jeremy Munoz has spoken in class today. He said no. George, listen, bro. I haven't seen you in here, but if you've been in here before, I apologize. Please subscribe to us, bro. We need you. We appreciate you. If you like what you're hearing, please hit that like button. If you don't, leave something in the comments. If you do, leave something else in the comments. Right now, we want to know, is Ryan Poles the right GM for you? Zach says Poles is clueless, so obviously he's not a fan of him. King Poles, Don Burr, I think might be a fan of him because he knows he can beat up on us every 2 games they play us, you know. Caleb is okay. We're going to Caleb. Caleb is tough and a competitor. He needs guidance, competent guidance. Okay, so is Poles the right GM for the job? Why or why not? All right. So obviously Chris Foster is offering a new GM. So yeah, he's not interested. He's not interested in what Poles has to offer, what he's serving up anymore. He's done. Keds, surprisingly, he is saying fire Ryan Poles yesterday. 3 exclamation marks means he means business. Osmonic 74. Osmonic, first time I've seen you, man. Please subscribe, bro. We appreciate you. We need you. Hit that like button if you like the show. Let us know what you think about is in the comments below. Is Ryan Poles the right GM for the job? He says, my opinion on Keenan and DJ have completely switched. Now I feel we need to re-sign Allen and try to trade DJ. Wow! There is a take. There is a take. Let him know how you guys feel about that take, by the way. That's an interesting take. I keep it all, you know. I keep it all. Keep it all on here, man. I don't hold any punches. Brad says if he's fired, the next GM will be walking into one of the best situations, even for a new GM. I agree. That's a great point, man. Could you imagine if Poles walked into this situation for the first time instead of trying to clean up the previous GM's, mess, who we really wanted to get rid of, Ryan Pace? Yeah, that's interesting. Poles has not been able to select the right coaches. Look at his record with them. Some of the coaches he's actually have been forced to select, though, Cliff. I mean, basically, when you come down to it, they got some guru out of freaking India and said, hey, listen, dude, I know you've not really been connected so well in the last 2 decades, but we would like you to recreate whatever you guys did down in Indy. Please pick a guy. So what does he do? He goes out, has a couple cocktails, and picks a guy from Indy and puts him in one of the top 3. And then they say, okay, Poles, we cherry picked for you. Pick one of these 3 guys. And Poles is a rookie GM. He doesn't really have a choice in the matter because he's fresh out there. He's trying to be, leave a good impression. These guys gave him a chance as a rookie GM, and he has one of the three to pick. He's hoping that it works out. And the players have actually spoke really high about this guy. So even though things weren't really looking that good for this guy, they go ahead and keep him for an extra year for too long. But now, I mean, it is a free 5-year rebuild program for most GMs. Look at all the GMs that we've had in the past. I mean, you're talking at least 90 something plus games or something. If you go look back, we've had GMs for a very long time, man. Jerry Angelo was, I think, the longest tenure, if I'm not mistaken, or one of in the last, few decades. So, yeah, usually it's about a 5-year rebuild. Do I like the way it's been rebuilt? No, I don't. You know where I stand with the trenches and stuff, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, man, if you can, like I said earlier, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like, to. Anthony says no polls isn't that guy. He's loyal to a fault. Is perfect. It was Mercedes Lewis on the roster, and we needed on O-line. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's all good points here. You guys got all great points. I'm really not trying to make your guys' mind made up. It's just a question. We're floating it out there. Let everybody talk, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Kedro Vision. Let's see what he's got to say, man. Shout out to Kedro, man. He's helped me out tremendously, man. Great guy. If you got any need any piecework done with computer stuff, this guy's the guy. He can, for a small price, man, he can get you upright, man. Good dude, man. Good solid dude. Love the guy. Anyways, he says he failed to provide coaching or protection for his investment in Caleb Williams. For that, he needs to go. Wow. Yeah. I mean, seriously, here's what I will like to say about Kedro. I will back him up on this one. Jake Curran, horrible human being. Maybe good outside of football, but horrible human being on the field, man. And here's the damning thing. The guy out of Yale, okay, Curran, Amagaji. I have to force myself to say his name correctly, even though it doesn't even matter. I shouldn't even have to throw any respect on that name and throw some stank on it. I mean, ridiculously, what has he done? He can't even find himself on the field. He's got injury after injury. He can't find himself on the field. And when he does, he doesn't do really that good. We got a guy like Jake Curran coming in, but we can't find a guy that we've drafted in the 3rd round that's potentially some sort of like project or whatever. But we're going to go ahead and have Jake Curran come on instead of him. I'm sorry, man, but we drafted this guy. It's time to get him out there. It's time for him to put up or shut up and get out there, get some reps, leading to retention, try to protect Caleb, keep him upright, and not pour on to this 67 plus sacks, probably going to get almost into 80. Who knows? But it's one of the worst in the history of ever for sacks, man. I'm surprised Caleb has already played 16 games and is healthy to this day. Shout out to him and his strength, man. Any other quarterback might very well be in the fetal position. I don't even think Jay Daniels will be able to stand upright. Now, I have a graph that shows that he is around 40-45%, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, definitely not over 50% of the time. It is his fault for the sacks that he takes on. It's over 50% of the time that the offensive line has. And also, I saw a stat where it says that the Chicago Bears have spent the second cheapest amount of money on offensive line. And it shows not only the money side of it, but also the investment in the draft. Those two things coincide. And I will say, and I agree with Keds, that he has done a horrific job in protecting Caleb. He should have done that. Even with only 4 draft picks, maybe he should have used 2 draft picks. And instead of picking a receiver at 9, he should have picked a offensive lineman. But I could swear that everybody was really excited when we got Roma Dunze. And aside from Ditka, he is the only guy in a Bears uniform that did so well as a rookie receiver. Okay, so interesting stat there. Very slippery slope there, but I have to back up my guy Kedro on this one, man, for sure. Osmonic says, don't blame the kid, blame the moron that drafted him 3 rounds too early. Oh, okay. Cliff says, Brandon, bring me back to Mike Shanahan. He knows everybody important in the NFL. Hire him as a head coach and pick his brain for GM. Okay. All right. Okay. Chris Foster. Oh boy, we're not going to touch that. We're not going to put the gloves on for people. Kedro says, or a punter at 4. Um, well, I don't mind the punter at 4. He's got more net yards than anybody else, you know. Honest to God, at least he's a solid draft pick, and he nailed that. He nailed. I would say he nailed that one. I also like the edge rusher. Not sure why they don't use him enough, but I do like the edge rusher that we got. I like the punter, and I like Caleb. Although I'll probably get ridiculed for saying that I like Caleb, but that's all right. Justin says you're punching a ghost, my friend. Yeah. All right. Zach, maybe also luck of trust in the O-line, get him in the right group of guys in a series of few good games, and Caleb will show more shine. Yeah, I agree. 5 to 7 sacks were Caleb's fault versus Seattle. Actually, it's been shown and it's been proven that there was 4 sacks that was on the offensive line and 3 sacks went on Caleb. So out of the 7, it was 4 and 3. You were close, but swing and a miss. All right, but very close too. You weren't that far off. So, anyways, yeah, there's a graph that's up. I posted it on Facebook. I think if not, I posted in my group chat. I will show it on YouTube tomorrow. I'll put it under the you can leave posts on YouTube in our channel. So I'll post it there too. I'm also on X app. I'm on Instagram. We're on Facebook, everywhere. Chicago Sports Podcast. All right. So let's move on, man. How dare I like the starting quarterback of my favorite team? I know, right? And he was also the starting quarterback of my team of USC too. But yeah. Anyways, all right, let's get on to this, man. Let's get back on topic with polls. Here's my hot take alert, okay, guys? Some fans believe that polls drafts haven't been as good as advertised. What's your opinion on his draft picks so far? Let's debate it in the chat. Do you guys like some of his draft picks? Do you guys think he's done good? Do you like the Javon Dexter? Do you like those picks? Do you like that one? Do you like Booker? Do you like him? Tyreek was doing good for a little while. He kind of went off. What about in 22 where he got Gordon and Brisker? Do you like those draft picks? Do you like Rome Odunze? What are the ones that you like and what are the ones that you don't like? I mean, let's be honest. I think it has to be the offensive line, Zach Pickens, guys like that. Mostly the offensive line he's failed in. I do like some of his free agent signings. The 2 linebackers, the one from the Eagles, the one from the Bills, TJ Edwards, those guys, those come to name right now. And the fact that he got them for cheaper than Raquan Smith, those 2 together, that was interesting. I do like some of those things, but I do think the offensive line, Ked's hit it right on the nose. I like Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard was a good, solid pick. I like him. I do like Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright actually has given up. The league average is 25 to 30% of when pass rushes are coming. As far as pressures, he's only given up 4.8%. Last year, his rookie year, he gave up 8%. But again, going back to that, if you go look at the stats, the average is 25 to 30%. He is down at 4.8%. Darnell Wright is doing well. I thought he did really good there. I'd like to see him do really well on the left side too and draft a first round pick left tackle, a starting one. And I'd actually kind of like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They picked up two offensive linemen in the draft. I would like the Bears to duplicate that just like they did in 2022 where they got 2 backs in Gordon and Brisker. I'd like to see them do that this year. If they did that in the top 40 picks and they got a first round draft pick, left tackle, and they picked up potential, what do you guys think? A guard or a center? One of those 2? and then pick up a couple guys out of free agency. What do you guys think, man? Leave a comment, man. Let's see what you got to say. Yeah. Yeah, I do like Billings. I'm sorry, I for Scottish Bear. This is what I'm talking about, man. This guy can cook, man. He's very intelligent. Listen to this guy. Billings, I forgot about Billings. That's a good solid. And when he's not in there, we see our rush defense, our run defense is just atrocious without him. So obviously we need to do a lot more. You know what I mean? Um, you guys like Javon Dexter? I like Javon Dexter. I think, yeah, we also need to address another safety. I agree. We're worried, concerned about Brisker. We don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Michael Brown. What up, Michael? Make sure you hit that like button, buddy, if you like what's going on. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, Michael. Let us know what you think in the chat. Um, if you were Ryan Poles, what would your top priority be this offseason? Is it O-line? Is it D-line or something else? Is it fire yourself? No, but seriously, let's just pretend for a minute that he gets the 5-year deal that he came in here for, and it takes 5 years to right the ship and all that kind of stuff. What would you like him to be the top priority in the offseason? Is it O-line? Is it D-line or something else? What do you guys think? Yeah, Tommy Harris. I've interviewed him. You guys have seen him on the show. Then we also had Henry Melton. They are big fans. Big fans. I've talked to Warren Sapp. They all like Jervon Dexter's approach. They like his technique. They like his hands. They like his motor. They like his drive, and they've talked to him too. They actually like Jervon Dexter as a 3 technique. And I asked Tommy. I says, Tommy, they all say the same thing in the 4-3. What's they says, well, the motor is, the line for the 4-3. It's got to create pressure, but the ignition is the 3 technique. He has to be good. He has to be great. He has to dominate. They love this guy. So, yeah. So Michael Brown says both, man. Michael Brown says both. Yeah, I think we need a center too. Let's see what Osmonic says. He says 2 line, first 3 picks. I agree. With either a safety or D end with the 3rd pick. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I actually, honestly, Osmonic, I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. I would like D line. And I'm not even talking about edge. I'm just talking about D-line. Wherever they see the need fits, obviously we're going to get a new defensive coordinator. I'd like to pick his brain, see what he's got to say about it, okay? Also, depending on who the head coach is, that potentially something to look into. If he's defensive minded, he might have something to say too. I like what you said. Safety, I think we could get a safety later in the draft. I like safeties in the 4th, 5th round, something like that. You get good quality safeties. You don't really see safeties drafted in the early rounds. Sometimes you can actually get a safety in free agency with the Bayard, So anyways, I like Bayard, man. He's a good, solid pickup, Homegrown Beeston Smith. Can't believe y'all let him go. Yeah, he's a good player, man. We loved him. All right. So, anyways, we got that. It's O-line and D-line for the most part, what I'm seeing. And then some people just kind of got I do like the safety from Notre Dame too. I do like the backup safety. I talked to Brian Urlacher a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was last week. I was watching the Notre Dame game, and Kennedy Urlacher, his son, is playing there. And he plays mostly special teams. But Brian said as long as he continues to hustle and work his butt off, he sees him starting next year. And that's just how deep Notre Dame's defense is, to have Brian Urlacher's pedigree kid on the team and not be able to start. That's something else. But next year, I see that kid starting. So anyways, yeah, let's get back into our topics, okay? Here's a hot take alert for you guys. Hot take alert. Some fans believe Poles drafts haven't been as good as advertised. What's your opinion on these picks so far? Do you think if you could get a grade, is what I really want on a grade, okay? And we're talking about GMs that we've had, Pace, these guys, we're talking about Angelo, these guys in the last three, what would you give his grade within the first 3 years within all those other guys, A, B, C, D, F, putting them up against those other GMs that we've had in the past? Where would you put them? A, B, C, D, F. Right now, I put him at a C minus, D plus. Right now, that's where I got him at. And the Caleb thing, and the Dunze, like I said, the punter, those type of things, and just the Brisker early. I didn't like the Brisker and I didn't like the Gordon, but as they started to play, I saw how important they were, and I really liked that. Ked says F0. He's definitely hates him. Trapper Keeper, what up, Trapper Keeper? Debbie, love you, Debbie. Yes, C minus. Okay. Trapper Keeper, Poles get to C only because of Caleb's not in. It would be a D. It's been a while, Trapper Keeper. I'm not even sure if you're a subscriber. I remember you coming in a while back. Hit that like button, man. If you like today's show, leave a comment. Thanks for leaving this comment. Appreciate you, Trapper Keeper. Thanks for coming. Philip, what up, Philip? It's been a minute. Not sure if you're a subscriber, man. Please subscribe. I've seen you in the show before. Appreciate you, man. Cliff says, I know Bears need O-line, D-line. I'd love to have Ashton Gentry on the team, but he would have to be a Bears first pick. Hard to justify, although I think he's going to be Saquon-like. Wow, that's interesting. That's a good take. That is cool. That would be really cool if he ended up being Saquon-like no matter where he went. It would be cool if he ended up being, oh, he's a subscriber. Great, man. Hit that notification bell, man, so you see what's going on. Amass was the one that said that we should try this Tracks After Dark, so we're trying it, man. We'll see what happens, man. So far, it's going good. Smash them likes. Let's get them likes up. All right, here we go. Settling in. All right, here's a question for the chat. Who deserves more blame for the Bears' struggles? Ryan Poles or the coaching staff? Who do you guys deserves more blame for 24? Poles or the coaching staff? Poles or the coaching staff? What up, Judah? Here we go. Badgent. Here comes the Badgent train. Oh, Chris Foster's brother. Look at them. They're so excited. I can hear them frolicking to each other right now. They're getting ready to just bash on Caleb and just get on the Badgent train and just blow this chat up with all this crazy talk. Yeah. Well, back to the question, man. Cliff gives him a C. He says Poles has success and failures. His trade that got the haul was a success. His coach picks were failures. Okay. Oh, so they're saying Poles, he hired the coaching staff. Okay. So I like that take. I understand that, Philip. But I will tell you this, though. He was pigeonholed. Philip, into getting Eberflus, okay? They gave him a consultant that picked three guys. And he picked a Colts guy, and he says, here's one of the three contestants. As a rookie comes in, he only has three guys to pick from. He ends up picking that guy. So, yeah. Anyways. All right, here we go. So most of you guys say Ryan Poles because he hired the coaching staff. Okay, I agree with you. All right, in this segment, we're going to talk about something that's very special. Let me tell you guys something. The people that I have that I trust, they have been right. In January, I heard before New Year's that we were going to draft Caleb. The second time, and I said, I kept that to myself. I didn't come out. I didn't even tell my staff or any of my friends. I didn't tell anyone about that because I wanted to see where I'm at with my sources, okay? My sources I cannot name. The second time I was told, that really hit me. There were some times before, but these are the important one, right, that we hit on. The 9th pick was going to go to receiver. I wasn't told who the 9th pick was, but I was told we were going receiver, okay? Now, I was also told before that, that we were going to get Sweat. We were also going to get Swift. Now, with the same source, I'm told something very, very interesting, guys. Pay attention, get really close. But before I tell you what that is, I got a question for you guys, okay? Par for the course, right? How would you feel if Pete Carroll was hired as the Bears' next head coach? Excited? Skeptical? Well, let me know. What do you guys think? How would you feel if Pete Carroll was hired as the next Bears head coach? What do you guys think? Who's the ageist out there that's going to shame him because of his age? Who's the guy that's going to say, let's not worry about how Andy Reid is diabetic and 66 years old and can't even see his toes, and there's jokes about him eating multiple cheeseburgers, and we don't know how long he has to live, but we're going to look at Pete Carroll because he's 72 years old. And last week he was out in Aruba with his family parasailing, and he still freaking bumps fists, throws headsets, and freaking gets all fired up. I mean, I'm sure there's some ageist out there that's going to shame him about his age, right? I already saw a couple in the chat earlier. So, I mean, let's have it though. How do you guys feel if Pete Carroll was hired as the Bears' next head coach? Goes to Judah says no Pete Carroll. Jeep guy says might as well get Ditka. Actually, Ditka's health is not doing well. Prayers to Ditka, but he is in no position to coach. So, Pete Carroll is Waldron coming back as a OC. James says I'd be skeptical because what he's getting himself into. Any coach that is going to bench Caleb, that's what he wants. Brad says I'd run down Michigan Avenue naked with praise Pete painted on me. He's excited. So we got one guy that's excited. Yeah, he did have Waldron. Andy Reid had Matt Nagy, and he also had the coach that just got fired out of UCLA and fired from Washington. He had those guys and those type of guys, including Bill Belichick and Adam Gase. Those guys really know some way to make those guys look good, don't they? They really know how to make those guys look good, man. I don't know how they do it, but they just make those guys look good, and they go elsewhere and they just fall on their feet, man. Something about those guys, man. Tomlin, man, he's doing great. But yeah, those guys, Bill Belichick's of the world, the Pete Carrolls of the world, who's had 10 playoff wins, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win, 1 not win, and a natty, and countless Pro Bowl players. I mean, basically, he is, one of those guys that just builds a whole foundation and comes with a whole lot of people, a whole entire staff. Yeah, I mean, why would you get him? Just a question. Just didn't know what you guys thought. Yeah, prayers for Ditka, man, for sure. I seen what Pete did with Gino and Russ while Waldron was his OC. That says a ton about him. Okay. Excited, skeptical, and disgusted because I don't like antics. Okay. Antics. Somebody Google antics. I feel like I might know that word. Oh. Andy Reid is hilarious in the insurance commercials for sure. Okay. So we already know what you guys feel about Pete. It's not a mixed review. I think there might be one or two of you that would give him a chance. Uh, yep. So, okay, here's the follow up. Is Pete Carroll the right guy for rebuilding at his age? Or should the Bears go younger with someone like Ben Johnson from the Lions? Now, Ben Johnson's very interesting. He's interested in Chicago. Chicago's interested in him. I don't know if they're interested in basically taking a chance at a guy that knows one side of the ball. I would like to see what Ben Johnson can do with a team that isn't decked out on the offensive side and the defensive side. Multiple first round draft picks, hell of a good coach, hell of a good defensive coordinator, Dan Campbell, all the complementary pieces, Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator, all these guys to boot, man. All these guys, Goff, all of them, man. And you know what? Let's see what he could do with less. Let's see what he could do with a trash organization. Let's see what he could do with a whole lot less first round draft picks with a bona fide head coach in Dan Campbell. And then maybe bring him into this dysfunctional cluster that we have here with this fragmented foundation. I know he's a sexy look. I know he's a good guy. I know he knows offense, but does he know defense? Can he get in there and make the call on defense or special teams? It takes all three phases. Could Ben do that? Could other coordinators do that? On the defensive side of the ball, are we tired? We just had somebody come in and we took a chance at him in Eberflus. Are we going to repeat ourselves on the offensive side of the ball? Is that what we're going to do here? So, yeah, let me know. I see what you're saying, Scottish Bear. I just don't know if Fox has actually had 10 playoff wins with 2 Super Bowl appearances and a natty. And then, like I said, basically looking at Geno, looking at Russell Wilson, looking at all those type of guys, Marshawn, all those type of guys, man. I mean, really. And look what he did over there in New England, too, man. He's done some great work in New England Patriots. Everywhere he goes, he cares about, you know, great guy, great motivator. I'm just going to tell you on 670 The Score, DJ Moore said that he wants him. Caleb wants him. He's a USC connection. Pete Carroll is a USC connection with Caleb there. Roma Dunze wants him. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. He's been talking to the Chicago Bears for over a week. This whole last week, he's been talking with the Chicago Bears, my sources say. He's been answering all their questions. Every single question that's been asked of him, he's had answers. He's got a full complementary staff, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, the whole boot. He's got all of them ready to go. Let's go to Chicago, he says. Chicago Bears got everything that they need to know. He's got a connection with Kevin Warren, our president. The team president, he has a connection with him, okay? So they still have to do their due diligence and interview all these guys. They have to check all the boxes, do the Rooney Rule, all these type of guys, and actually bring him in for a bona fide real interview. But if you don't like what a guy's selling to you, if you don't like what he's cooking, why would you talk to him all week long if he is not somebody that's verifiable? Can Ben Johnson do that to you? Can Ben Johnson say that he's going to bring an OC, a DC, all the guys, all the complementary pieces, they're ready to go and they are mobilized right now. Let's go. Can he say that? Can coordinators say that? Can they put guys together, or is it going to be hit or miss with their coordinators? Is it? Name a losing season that freaking Pete Carroll had. I think there was one where he was like 7-9 or something. I don't know. But the guy's got over 100 and almost 120 wins, 10 playoff wins, 2 Super Bowl spots, 1 Super Bowl championship. Name another guy out there that has this reputation. The only thing that Pete Carroll has to do is stay alive for the next 3 years, because I'm going to tell you right now, that's what we need. We need 3 years out of somebody. We need an architect. We need a foundation. We need somebody to come in here that is going to level everything, blow it up, build a foundation. And we need somebody that's not just going to know one side of the ball. They're going to need to know the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, the special teams, how to deal with people, how to motivate people. And this guy is a motivator. Ask anybody in the league what Pete Carroll is. He is a freaking motivator, okay? And then after he's done, he's going to be a senior consultant and bring guys in and make sure that it never happens again to where it's dysfunctional. Now, for a guy that has this much connections in the NFL, why wouldn't you bring him in? Why wouldn't you? You were going to give Bill Belichick a chance, but why? Is it because he already has a connection with Kevin? Kevin was already interested. They were already courting. They were already talking. Do they have a connection already with Pete Carroll? We've already been told that it was the most sexiest team to look at with all the pieces in play, with Caleb to boot, that Bill Belichick and his team said, this is the sexiest team to go court. This is the sexiest team to go coach. Everything's in place. Everything's in place. How many wins did we have last year with this head coach that we had that we just fired? The only guy that can call defensive plays that we just fired? Just a little bit difference, and it's going to be a lot better. And our schedule is not going to look that difficult next year with 4 wins, boys, because we are probably just going to have 4 wins. If we break scorched earth and we get 5 wins, I would be shocked. But I'm telling you right now, as God is my witness, I think it's going to be 4 wins. So we're going to look at our schedule. Strength of schedule going to be very weak. We're going to have a new offensive line coming in from the draft, defensive line coming in from the draft, free agent over $92 million, because I'm pretty sure that they're going to go ahead and get rid of Gates. They're going to get rid of him, or no, Bates, Ryan Bates. They're going to get rid of him. That saves over $5 million. Beautiful way to put together a contract. One and done. If he doesn't work out next year, save over $5 million. That goes to that. Also, the tight end, Gordon, I think his name, I can't remember, from the Chargers we picked up. He's been very quiet this year, over $5.5 million. So over $10.5 million is going to go into the amount of money that we already have, which is $82 million. So now we're looking at $92.5 million, and that's without restructuring anybody else's contract. That is a lot of cash and a lot of draft picks to walk into 2025 with, okay? I feel really good about it. And DJ Moore said on 670 The Scorer that we're not that far away from actually winning. I'll get to your chats in a little bit because this is the breaking news that I wanted to share with you guys. This is our source. This is a source that has been right for us in the past, okay? They have been faithful. They've been true. And I'm trying to tell you guys right now that it's not a for sure thing, but they are courting him and they are looking at him. He's answered all their questions. And they are interested in him, as you have seen from Adam Schefter already. You've already seen from other reports that they are interested. Diana Rossini has stated that. Other people Courtney Cronin has said that. Pat the Designer on ESPN has said that. They've all said that the Bears are interested in him and he's interested in the Bears. So that is actually a candidate that they are looking at. Okay? That's it. That's what I got for you. Everett, thank you, Tony. Appreciate you, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't, Tony A. Also, hit that like button if you like the show. Leave a comment. And thanks for helping me out, man. Gerald Everett, Brad, thanks for helping me out, man. For sure. Leonidas, please hit that subscribe button, man. Thank you for joining our show, man. Thank you for leaving a comment. Pete Carroll's scouting ability does a really good job. And I'm telling you right now, God is my witness, Poles needs a guy that comes in and has good scouting. Kevin Warren's going to say, you see my guy over here? You see Pete Carroll? You see what he's done? You see the fact that he's had a winning culture and what he's built. Pay attention to him. Sharpen your pencil. Take notes, Ryan. Give him what he needs. Pete's going to want that formidable offensive line. Pete's going to want a running game. Pete's going to want to run the ball early and often, which means Caleb is not going to be put in position a lot of times to throw the ball 52, 60 times during a freaking game. If you go look at Jaden Daniels and you go look at Caleb's, he's got quite a few, I think at least a couple hundred less attempts. What does that say? We threw the ball way too many times. We didn't need Caleb to. That also says that we played from behind and Jaden didn't have to play from behind. Okay? So, yeah, there's that. Anyways, I brought you the news. I can't say I'm thrilled with the news. I can't say that I'm not thrilled with the news. He is somebody to look at. You guys won't even know who I'm really interested in until after this is all over, because I provide both sides. About 14 days ago, I provided where I saw that Mike Vrabel is my hot topic, my best pick. Why we have to get Mike Vrabel. About 11 days after that, I provided a counter argument on why we shouldn't get Mike Vrabel. How he lost his last 7 out of 11 games or something like that. All kinds of terrible stats, and just why he got ran out of town and all this kind of things and whatever, and why he didn't get picked up as a head coach this year, blah, 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 blah. I cover both sides, man. I do it for content. I do it because I want to hear from you guys, and you guys are awesome, man. You guys give us a lot of information and whatever, man. Appreciate you guys for joining the show. So yeah, hopefully I didn't trigger anybody. I mean, some of you guys are probably ageist. You're not really too happy that he's 72 years old. Not a lot of people think about, Andy Reid, because he's winning all the time, that he's 66. He's a very hefty guy. We don't know when he could possibly go, man. That's not good on the ticker. That's why I lost over 120 pounds in this last year, is because I want to be around for my kids. And being that heavy, I'm telling you firsthand, you do not want to be that heavy, especially at 66, man. It ain't just a warning light. It's not even a red light. It's a danger light, man. It's like get in the shop yesterday, because it's a force multiplier at that age, man. And you hear that guy talk, and he's just having a hard time talking, man. He's breathing heavily, so I don't know how much longer he's got, but healthier Pete Vrabel, freaking parasailing and stuff, looks like he's in the best shape of his life. He's not out of breath when he talks. What do we need to do anyways? What does he need to do healthy besides stand on the sideline and make the right calls and put guys in position to win, the coaching staff in position to win? What does he have to do physically in order to do that? Is he going to accidentally fall upstairs like Joe Biden? And how old is he? How old is freaking Trump? 78 or something, right? I mean, what are we doing here? We're going to send, Bill Belichick back to college, like what's his name? Rodney Dangerfield, Is he going to get on the freaking the dive team? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just put it into perspective here, okay? If we could get 3 years out of the guy, maybe more, great. And if he could be a senior consultant afterwards, awesome, But hey, he's not my only take, okay, guys? This is just something that I want to unpack, because DJ said today on 670 The Score, I've known this all last week. I've been holding on to this for this show. I put it out on wax for this show because Ant Mass says tracks at dark. So I want to knock it out of the park for a guy who believed in me, said we should have a show. So there you go. I put it out there. It's out there, okay? So there you go, guys. That's the news that I had. Like it or not, it's news, okay? So it is what it is. All right, let's try. Hey, guys, I wasn't trying to get political. I was just throwing names out there of guys that we know, okay? That's it, okay? I don't want to turn this into freaking CNN or whatever, or Fox or any of that stuff. Just throwing names out there, okay? I even threw Bill Belichick's name out there, all right, guys? Whew. Anyways, all right, here we go. Here's my follow-up to you guys. Is Pete Carroll the right guy for rebuilding at his age? Or should we look at Ben Johnson? Did you guys say anything about Ben Johnson? Is anybody a big Ben Johnson fan? I want to get some hands raised out there. Who's a fan of Ben Johnson? Yeah, it is like coaching 16 hours a day, and he just left it for a year. He wasn't gone that long. Matter of fact, he was coaching for his kids and his grandkids. That's what he's been doing all year long. He's been hanging out with the family. Just got back from Aruba, parasailing. He did like a several-hour interview on Channel 88, 88 Sirius XM radio. He knows what it takes. He knows what to do. And some of that actually is probably a lot less time, because he's probably lickety split quick in it, man. He can get in and out of stuff faster than guys that are probably 16 hours for a guy that is green, that doesn't know the ropes that well. He could probably make things happen pretty fast, you know. Let's see. Mike Shanahan's Hoosier offense scored like Ben Johnson does this year. Includes 77-3 win. So maybe he brings in Mike Shanahan as an OC. Is that what you're saying? Tony likes Vrabel. I like Vrabel too. He's one of my picks. I also like a guy named Ron Rivera. I did a show about him a few days ago. Wasn't that right, Cliff? I think it was a few days ago. It was less than a week ago. We did one on Ron Rivera on how he knows what it's like to not only play as a Bear and win as a Bear in the 85 Bears, but also be the defensive coordinator when we won it big in 06 and almost won the championship. When, you know, he's done so many good things, man. The Carolina Panthers, look what he did with freaking what do you call it? He went all the way down to, well, he didn't go down, but he sent his OCs and his uh, quarterback coach over to Auburn to look at Cam Newton and see what it was that they did in order to turn him into a Heisman guy. That's what I like about Ron Rivera. When he's not strong in an area, he goes and he sends men who he believes and trusts in to go do their job. He doesn't micromanage them. He sends them out to go do that stuff, man. Like what he did in Washington when everything was falling apart and they thought the answer was to go from Washington Redskins to Washington Commanders and it would change everything. You know what I mean? I like where he was basically the freaking CEO of that freaking company for a while because they got rid of everybody and they kept him in there. He did a pretty good job and he also fought cancer and he freaking won during that whole time. And when he came back, they went on a 7-game winning streak. I really like a guy like that who's battle tested and he's not freaking wet behind the ears and he's not freaking green and he basically barely has any peach fuzz on his face and he hasn't even learned how to grow facial hair yet. I'm looking for a guy that's going to come in here and he's going to win. And we've got a 3-year window where that has to happen because if you look at all the talent that we have, we've got 3 years to freaking do this thing and the clock is ticking. We need to win now. We don't need to win in the next 4 or 5 years and get a guy like Ben to start, okay, next year. He's getting his pieces. He's getting underneath them. It's going to happen. I could see the can kicking down the road. I could also see a guy like Pete come in here or a guy like freaking Ron Rivera come in here and say, hey, I don't have much time left. I got to win now, damn it. It's time to win now. Where they put their freaking foot down and says, I don't have the time that these young kids have. We need to win now. There's the other side of it too. You got to argue both sides, okay? Argue both sides, man. Brad, you some of bull. Lovie Smith, DC, he commands respect. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of DCs that had, you know, there's a lot of guys. Look them up. Guess what? There's 18 guys in the league right now that are coaches that have offensive side of it. Half of that are offensive minded, half of them are actually doing good. The other half, not so much. Remember, you want a guy that is a culture changer. You want a guy that is on all 3 phases, not just the OC side, not just the DC side. There's the yin and the yang. You can be defensive minded or you can be offensive minded. How about offense, defense, and special teams? How about a guy that employs guys and deploys guys to go into action, to go do their jobs, and he has to step in when he needs to step in and make sure that those guys do their jobs if they're not. That's what we need. We need a freaking leader of all 3 phases, not just one side. There's been a boatload of guys that have freaking won at the defensive minded side of the ball that were head coaches. So, anyways, all right. Enough of that, okay? How about this? Imagine Pete Carroll takes over as head coach. What's the first thing you think he would change about the Bears? Let's speculate. If Pete Carroll does take over, what do you think the first thing that he would do in order to change of the Bears? What do you think he would do? I'm going to highlight this one because this is probably the most positive thing that I've seen in the chat in a while. Oh, no. No, I don't want Jesus Christ because he was a perfect man, the greatest man that ever lived. And I don't even know if he likes football. I know he liked carpentry. And if he was around, I'd ask him to help out with my house because I need some help. Fulaco. I like that name, man. That's solid. Hey, man, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, dude. If you like it, make sure you subscribe, man. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks for dropping a comment. Hope you have a good time, man. Tracks After Dark. What's up? Laz. What up, Laz? Thanks for coming back, Laz. Laz wants us to cheat, huh? Like my old captain on the ship said when I was in the Middle East, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Oh, man. Hey, if he's cheating on and he's on your team and you're winning, does it matter? If he's cheating and he's winning on your team, does it matter? Anyways, all in fun, right? Whew. You got to laugh at stuff, don't you? Tony says the culture. Yeah, the culture. Hey, you know, a lot of people do things and they change. There's a guy in Chicago right now that just got back, Sammy Sosa. He'll be at the Cubs Expo. There's been a lot of guys that have made mistakes. Not everybody's perfect like Chris Foster. People make mistakes, they do their time, and then they move on. Hopefully, we can move on. Anyways, that sounded way too serious, right? Greg Jankowski. What up, Greg? Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. Leave a 5-star review. You all know what to do. Thanks for joining, Greg. Hit that subscribe button, buddy. Ask NFL for cheat codes. I like that, Greg. Like the name, too. All right, so that's what you guys think he would change is the culture, right? Okay. Skip Johnson. What up, Skip? Skip in the building. Like that name. That's solid, bro. Skip. Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button, Skip. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for leaving a comment. Shout out to Skip. All right, we're getting a little bit off topic, but appreciate you, Brad. Okay, here we go. All right, so that was our scenario. What would Pete Carroll do if he takes over as head coach? Okay, here's another question for the chat, guys. Question for the chat. Who is your dream head coach for the Chicago Bears and why? Name your candidates. Is it Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson? Let's hear it. Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson. Is it somebody else we didn't name? Who do you want your dream head coach to be, guys? Scott brings up something off topic but worth noting. Scottish Bear, shout out to Scottish Bear. He says the great Dave Kaplan said George McCaskey should quit as chairman. Chris Foster loves Ben only. Well, Ben actually has a lot of good things about Caleb. He says amazing things about Caleb. Make sure you look at that YouTube that says about his glowing review about Caleb and how great he is. Make sure you look at that. He is huge on Caleb. He wishes Caleb was on the Detroit Lions. Bring Ben in. He's actually, I'm going to tell you right now, I put him to the front of my line just because he said that. All right. Mike Vrabel. I'm big on Mike. He's number 2 for me, bro. Mike Vrabel's number 2, maybe even number 1. I'm big on him for sure. Pete Carroll says, not Pete Carroll says. I wish Pete was in here. That'd be great. Flacco says, solid name, dude. We got some comments in here that kind of skipped up. Hold on a second. Pete Carroll would fire Ryan Poles on day 1, and I'm all for it. Okay, so he wants Pete. Don't have one. He wants new owners. Okay, he wants new owners. We should have left that as an option. Someone who hates the Packers and is a proven winner in the NFL as a head coach. Ben Johnson is the play caller for the great Greatest build I have ever witnessed. I've watched him leave defensive in shambles. Need a play caller that can match LaFleur, O'Connell, in this division. Okay, Zach. Solid points, man. Shout out to Zach. Okay. We don't scorch each other for your opinion because at the end of the day, it really don't matter. They're not going to listen to us anyways, but this should be a safe space for us all to talk about what we think, what we would like. You know, this is a dream scenario. Why not, Zach? I appreciate it. I dig it. You're right. He's doing great right now, man. Breaking records, man. For sure. And he's a big fan of Caleb. Huge. Matter of fact, give me about 5 minutes and I'll pull that video up. Nah, we've got too much content. I'll do it next time for sure. All right. So here's my question for you. Which of these head coaches would you hire if you had a choice outside of the names that you guys already had, okay? Is it Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, or someone else? I think we've got a pretty healthy split between Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel so far, and also getting new owners. That's actually a new one. So we'll bring that in there as someone else, number 4. Sounds like we got about a 33% split between 3 of them, and Pete Carroll's not really in there, maybe 1 to 2 guys. I'm interested. I'd take them. I also got Mike Vrabel in there too. I'm also interested in Ben. I'd like to see what they have to say to Ben, what Ben has to say. Kind of wondering who would be the person to challenge Ben. I wonder if Ben would be a yes man. I don't know if he has the gumption or even the amount of time as a head coach in the NFL, because he's not one yet, to challenge not only the GM, but also the president and the owner. I mean, how would that look? As young as he is and being a first time, like, hey, we gave you the opportunity. We're paying you 15, 20 mil a year. Just do as you say, be a yes man, you know? And honestly, he could fall right on his face during the whole time and still end up right side and just be like, look at the Bears' dysfunction before they hired me, and probably still get another spot. Look what I did with Detroit before I got shipped off to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know how that would work out, but I'm telling you, Ben is definitely intriguing in his own right because of what he's done with that offense, for sure, guys, for sure. I like what Brad says, though. This is very simple, though, isn't it? Someone who hates the Packers and is proven winner in the NFL as a head coach, for sure, for sure. Zach, but can he lead a team? Trestman, Adam Gase, you know, guys like that. Trestman, Gase, Nagy, all those guys. Who was the running backs coach that ended up going over to Washington, get fired from there, and get fired from UCLA? What's that guy's name? I forgot. Broke a 100-year-old sack record in his first 13 games. Olin Kreutz. I like Olin. That's a good one. Kedros. Vrabel, a fired defensive coach. No thanks. I like Olin. Skip Johnson. Okay, we're bringing Olin into the mix. We got 2 for Olin. Brandon, as you can tell, I want Mike Shanahan somewhere on the team. Head coach, OC, wherever. I can tell that, and I appreciate you, Cliff. It makes sense, man. Man, there's another ageist beating up on the AARPs now, man. Jeez, oh Pete. The McCaskies will hire the wrong guy. Bank on it. There's not a lot of hope that we have at all. I see this all over, not just you guys. Trust me. In the chats, Facebook, Instagram, X app, everywhere. There's not a lot of hope that this ownership gets it right, you know. I agree with Flacco. That's one thing that concerns me. I don't know if he has what it takes to run all this mess, but I'll give him a chance to do so. I mean, seriously, he ran into the best position possible. He's got a great quarterback. He's got dynamic running back that we picked up in the first round, and that's probably why some of you guys are looking at Gentry. I'm just saying, monkey see, monkey do. But obviously, the Lions had a clue when they went out and got freaking Pensy Newell, and they got a formidable, awesome, badass offensive line, great defensive line before they went out and got Gentry. They waited a few years before they made a very calculative play in getting a first round running back. I don't think that's the play that the Bears need to right now. I think that there's way too many holes on the offensive line and defensive line to go out and take a first round draft pick and go out and get a running back like Gentry. I don't think so. I don't think that's the right play, but I do see what you guys are talking about because it worked for the Lions, and it makes sense for us to look smart and say this because it's already been happened by our divisional foes. I get it. Okay. as crazy as it sounds, he trusts Warren to make this decision, but he's closing his eyes. I can live with Bobby Slowick. Okay, Bobby Slowick. We need more ex-players to be involved. I agree. I agree with what you said, Ant Mass, and that kind of goes off of exactly what they were talking about with Olin Kreutz. So we could potentially put you in the Olin Kreutz as a third. So right now we've got a tie with Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, and Olin Kreutz as head coach. Shall we give Olin Kreutz a phone call or a text? No, it's 11 o'clock. He'll probably throat punch me. Maybe I'll send him a text tomorrow and tell him we've got a lot of guys who we appreciate that he came on the chat in the with us last year and interviewed with us on the show, and he did a great job on our show, and that we all believe that he should be our next head coach for sure. That'd be great. He would definitely tell, and he has already told the ownership where to stick it for sure. Kreutz for GM. Wow, he's moved up quick. Coaches with previous head coach experience understand the job. People like Ben Johnson are incredible at their OCDC. Big question is which of them can lead a team? For sure. I agree. So here's a deep dive discussion. Pete Carroll is known for his defensive expertise, guys. Pete Carroll is known for his defensive expertise. Do you think his defensive mindset would help or hurt Caleb Williams' development? And that goes for any head coach that has a defensive mindset. Do you think that would help or hurt him? Just a question. Cliff Kingsbury would make sure that the freaking I love this guy, dude. Make sure that the honey bears come back. That's hilarious. Laz, keep coming back, bro. You're awesome, bro. For sure. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get everybody to Hallis to demand the firing of delusional Mr. Ryan Poles. Watch out for Joe Brady. He's highly regarded. His agent is Trace Armstrong. He will be in the running. We had Trace Armstrong on the show last year, too. Great player for the Bears, agent, friend of Mongo's, helped us out. Yep. Yeah, he's definitely an agent for sure. Yeah, back to the question though. On topic. Let's stay on topic. Do you think Eddie's gonna developmental wise for Caleb? I mean, I know there's 53 other players on the team, but do you think developmental for the QB, you think that would help or hurt? I mean, we've already heard that Pete Carroll has helped out Geno Smith and has helped out Caleb Williams. Do you think it would help or hurt Caleb if Pete Carroll with his defensive mindset would be on the team? Mike Shanahan is younger. Mike Shanahan is younger than Carroll. Yeah. Hey, Trapakeepa, I didn't get into that, okay? I stayed away from that for a reason. I just said he came on the show. All right. Didn't say I was a fan or anything. I left it alone. I left it for you, bro. You sniffed it out. Thank you. All right. The fans roll. Let's get into segment 4, guys. Question for the chat. DJ Moore said fans need to stay patient. DJ Moore, quite possibly some of our favorite, our favorite receiver. Some of us. He says we need to stay patient. Do you agree with him, Or are you tired of waiting for this team to figure it out? Should we stay patient? DJ Moore says for us to stay patient. We're closer than we think. What do you guys got to say to DJ? Jeep. Hey guys, thanks for fun time. Brandon, you have a great channel. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Thanks, Jeep guy. Appreciate you, man. Salute. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year's. So we don't need to stay patient. We have been patient for 40 years. Scottish Bears, some of us have been patient longer. Some of the 85 Bears that actually played have become impatient and have a hard time watching the show, the Bears. And, you know, we've had them on the show. They've talked about it openly. Wow, you know. Jimmy Mack we had on the show last year. He's a big fan of Caleb. He saw what he does. He loves what he can do. He says he's got a lot to work on, but he believes in the kid and he loves him wholeheartedly. He thinks he's got raw talent and he needs help. He needs somebody to mold him. That's what Jimmy Mack said. Chicago Clubhouse podcast. He said it on there. He said it on the phone with me before also, but I've heard him say it multiple times. He rarely watches games too, by the way. He never was like he was like that too before he started playing. He says, if I'm going to watch a game, it's because I'm on the bench and I am the quarterback looking at my defense. Any other time, I don't watch games. It bores him. He wants to be out there playing. Okay, so that's that's where his take is. 40 Scottish is a youngster. That's Chris Foster. Come on, dude. All right. How can fans support the team while still holding the organization accountable? How can we do that? How can we support the players and still hold the organization accountable? I want to ask guys like Chris Foster that. I want to ask guys like Cliff Victoria that. I want to ask guys like Scottish Bear, Jeremy Munoz, all these guys that have got some time on the pine watching these Bears. How can we hold management accountable but still root and show support for our Chicago Bear players? How do you do that? Can we do both? Let me know what you guys think. Is it possible for us to do both? Anybody? Anybody out there? Anybody biting? How can we support the team while still hold the organization accountable? Is that possible? We got some players out there. Trapakeepa, help me out, man. You guys give me an answer here on this, please. Give me some feedback. Here we go. Cliff says, Brandon, boycott the games. Players would understand why fans are doing it. It sends message to McCaskies. Cliff, man, so well put. So easy for you to sniff out. I love it. Sounds great, right? I agree. Trapakeepa agrees. Yes, let's do it. All right. So we're almost done, guys. Almost done. DJ Moore says we're not as far off as we believe. Do we believe him? We're not off as far as we believe. We're not as far off as it seems. Do you believe in what DJ is saying? Why or why not? I agree with Scottish Bear says. Stop going to home games. I like that for sure. Which players deserve more credit for their performance this season? Who are the players that have had a really good have worked their butts off on the field? Who deserves credit? If you could fix one thing about the Bears organization overnight, what would it be? Send O'Block on a mission to Hallis Hall and crash out, get rid of the front office for Chicago. TJ Edwards, I like what TJ said. I agree with him. Going to be a defensive player for sure. Gordon has shown effort. I like Gordon for sure. Hope we resign him. All right. Owners. Get rid of owners. Chris Foster says, cut Caleb. Shocking. New ownership should be everyone's answer. I agree. Zach. All right. Fan stories and speculation. This is part of the segment that we have for After Hours with Trax. Share your wildest memory as a Bears fan. Was it a big win, a crushing loss? Let's hear those stories in the chat. What is your wildest story as a Bears fan? I know some of you vintage guys out there have probably got some great stories. Some younger guys might have some great stories. What is your wildest story? We'd love to hear about it. This is the part where we give back to the guys that are in the chat, that are the fans. Let's let it be all about the fans right now. What is your wildest story as a Bears fan? Wow, you nailed it, Caleb. I like all these. Caleb for staying alive all season. He doesn't quit. Wright was good. Yes, he was. JJ is a shutdown corner, and Gordon is good also. My wildest story was when I was coming home. We were playing against the Denver Broncos, and it was in some pretty nasty snow, right? And I filled out all these credit cards applications so I could wrap my arms and my neck everywhere that I could in scarves. They were giving out scarves for credit card applications. Snow, wintry mix was real nasty. Remember that punter or kicker ran his mouth saying he wasn't going to kick it to Devin Hester. It went into overtime. I think Devin ran back 3 returns that game, both punts and kicks. And yeah, man, it was a great game. That was my most memorable story as a Chicago Bear fan watching a game. Let's see. Cliff Victoria says, Brandon, Walter Payton getting 270 yards on his 16th birthday. That is a sweet 16, Cliff. I love that story. That's great. Scottish says, flying to Chicago for the championship game against the Rams in the Super Bowl year. Wow. That's a good one. Wow. 85 Bears in the Super Bowl opening kick return. Okay. I met the real Bill Murray after we walk out of the bathroom, and I shook his hand at the 06 NFC Championship game. Ant-Mass, solid. Love it, man. Yes. I love it. Love it. All right. What's your biggest what if scenario in the Bears history? What could have changed the franchise trajectory? The biggest what if. Lay it on me, guys. The biggest what if in franchise history. If it would have happened, it would have changed Chicago Bears history. I'm excited about this one. I know you guys have got some good content. I thought about you guys when I wrote this up. Some of these I really was like, I wonder what this guy will say. I wonder what this guy will say. I wonder what this guy will say. And you guys have not disappointed me at all. I wish I could give you guys likes and hearts for your guys' comments, and I will after the show tomorrow, after I go to bed. Like I said, time and time again, man, I'm up way past my bedtime, but shout out to Ant-Miss, man. Love you, dude. I hope I get to meet you in person like I did with Cliff. Let me get back to the chats. Here we go. Ant Mass Classic, bro. Scottish Bear says Peyton had 40 carries, set the NFL record at the time. Bears won 10-7. Peyton did it all. Ooh, Scottish Bear. Mind blown. What if Patrick Mahomes? Yes, yes. Hall instead of Caleb. Munoz, what if we drafted Caleb? If Virginia didn't steal the team from George Hallis Jr. family. Skip. Mahomes. If Ditka and Buddy Ryan had been able to get past their egos, Bears would have been a dynasty in the 80s. I agree, man. I thought about that one, and I thought that Cliff or somebody else might say that, but I thought of Cliff first. Meeting Matsui at Marquee Mall when the Bears won it all. That's cool, James. I like that. I like that one, man. So let's talk rivalries, guys. This is my last one, and then we got to wrap it up, man. We're almost on 2 hours, man. Great content. You guys are great. You guys are killing it. I love it. Win, lose, or draw, arguments set aside. We can agree to disagree. We love you guys. We love this community. We love this brotherhood. Love you guys, man. Thank you so much. You guys mean the world to me. This is what I've always talked about. This is what I've always thought I envisioned when I saw my paper, or not my paper, man, my um, uh, freaking mailman. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I was thinking about a comment that I just saw. My mailman used to walk with his Walkman, right? And he'd listen to the San Francisco Giants baseball games. Every once in a while, I'd try to tap him on the shoulder, talk to him, and he'd just shoo me away. I was like, hey, this guy's kind of rude, but I'm going to keep working on him. I'm going to try to turn on the Hyatt charm. And I was just a kid, But I was always fascinated with what he was listening to, and I like he was getting the sun in, delivering our mail and stuff and all that kind of stuff. And finally, one day, he had his headset off a little bit, and he started talking to me. And I said, "Hey, man, I want to ask you, what are you listening to?" And he goes, "Oh, sometimes I listen to AM radio, talk radio, but most of the time I'm listening to the San Francisco Giants game, and I'm really focused on what they have to say, man." He goes, "I have to deliver and sort all this mail. I have to deliver bad news to people with bills and stuff, and a lot of people don't like to see me unless it's like birthdays or Christmas time or checks every 2 weeks, in the mail or something like that. But this listening to the sports radio really helps me get away. Okay. This is what I did, man. This is what I've always thought of as a little kid. I always wanted to just help folks just escape from the daily grind and use sports to bring a community together, man. I love you guys. I know that was long-winded, but I wanted you guys to hear where my thoughts and my vision came from, man. You guys are great. So anyways, Neki was an actual guru. Dang, that mess. You blew my mind with that one. That's crazy. Muggs hired Jim Finks in 74. Muggs was incredibly smart. Trapakeepa. What if no double doink? Losing Muggs for Virginia is a really important turning point in the Bears' history. So let's talk rivalries. How does this season performance stack up against our NFC North rivals? Are we falling further behind? Do we still have a chance to compete soon? What do you guys think? I mean, given aside the colossal freaking mess up after the freaking, Hail Mary where we were almost 5-2. Okay. Do you guys think that changed the trajectory? Do you guys think that we're closer to the Vikings? We're closer to the Packers? We're closer to the Lions? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we're close? Do you think if we could shore up the line on the offense, defensive side, get a good head coach in here, do you think that we could compete with the North, or where do you guys think we're so far out of it now? What do you guys think? We could have 6 more wins and still be in last place. We're way far behind. Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? But hey, I said, I wanted like my floor was like 7-8 wins, mostly 8, and my ceiling was like 11-12, so I had a floor and I had a ceiling. So James Childers says, I can't stand Green Bay. Okay, let's see what Cliff says. I think all 3 of our NFC in the playoffs, and we aren't. Yeah, well, that's not just thinking. That's actually the truth. We're 5 starters away. Okay, close to the button. Okay, all right. Hopefully, it's the easy button. Ugh, the beginning of the Bears slide when Muggsy Hallis died, and it hasn't stopped. All right. Let's wrap up for a lightning round. Okay, you guys ready for a lightning round? You guys got to be faster on your responses, faster on your answers. Okay, please stop the chat. We're gonna fire away. Okay, guys, I need you guys to be quick. Keyboard warriors, unite. Let's go. To end up the show, we're gonna rapid fire questions for the chat. Okay, you guys ready? We're coming in hot. Who's your favorite bear all time? Go. Favorite bear all time. Go. Come on. Come on, help me out. Favorite bear all time. Mine's Mongo. Go. Ugh. Somebody play this game. I said, who's your favorite bear all time? You told me Caleb sucks. Come on. Come on. Chris says, here we go. Here we go. Walter, Butkus, Walter, Peyton, Butkus, Lulu, thank you for liking and coming in our show and being a part and commenting and being active. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, Lou. Appreciate you. Peyton, Sayers. We're all typing. Sorry, man. My chat probably was my internet might have been a little bit slow, guys. Sorry about that, Chris. Sorry about that, guys. Just took a little bit to catch up. Okay, here we go. Question number 2, lightning round. Let's rapid fire. Internet, please be rapid fire. Okay, hold on. Maybe if I turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone, this will help speed things up a little bit. Okay, so the lightning's got to start with me, right? Okay, which player would you trade for right now if you could? If there's one player that you could trade to put on our team right now, who would it be? Urlacher's right behind me, Munoz. See that? Signed. Also, I got a show with them we did about a month ago. Which player would you trade for right now if you could? You would trade for Caleb? We've got Caleb, Chris. Micah Parsons. That's interesting. I've actually saw some floaters out there about us maybe trading for Micah. Chris Jones. Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. Okay. All right. That guy. Okay. Skip Johnson. He says Mahomes too. Chris Foster says Josh Allen. Okay. So we got mostly quarterbacks in here. Mostly quarterback. Couple edge rushers. Okay, I got a great question for you guys. Liking Scottish's idea, Chris Jones. Micah Parsons would be nice, Cliff says. Okay. We are half edge rushers, half quarterback change, okay? What is his game day ritual? Peyton. We can't get Peyton, James. What's your guys' game day ritual? You guys know mine has been up at Bridges Scoreboard and doing the live shows there. Next Sunday, I'll be up at the casino at Wind Creek Casino off of Halstead, exit off of 80 in Homewood Flossmoor area up there with Jim Miller, giving the pregame, game, and postgame show. That's my ritual. What's your guys' game day ritual? Do you guys eat some drink? You guys have some wings, drink some beer, play some bags, walk the dog, lift some weights? What do you guys got going on? How about taking Aiden Hutchinson from the Lions? Ooh, I like that one. Yeah. Guys are really about the Aiden Hutchinson, about the edge rushers and Aiden Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, and Chris Jones. Not after his leg broke. Drunk before beer game starts. I'm sure a bunch of you, lots of beer. Munoz said lots of beer. Chris says he's drunk. I kind of felt like that's what you guys are going to go with. I'd be honest with you. Center, Jason Kelsey. Cliff says his game day ritual is getting up, having breakfast, sigh, and turn on the game. Listen to Hamp and Eddie O on WGN. If he wasn't retired, yeah, for sure. Okay, if you could say one thing to the McCaskey family, what would it be? Oh, God. We're going to get banned. This is bad. I opened it up. If you could say one thing to the McCaskey family, what would it be? Hit the punching bag for 25 minutes before every game. I guess is Scottish Bear is a boxer. Scottish says sell the team. Sale. Fire yourselves, McCaskey. You guys are being nice. I mean, it could be a lot worse. So thank you for taking it easy on our channel. Appreciate you guys. All right. Finally, I think that's a calamitous answer for all of us, right? We're all saying that same thing, right? Who's your Bears MVP this season? Who's your guys' Bear MVP this season? Is it Staley the Bear? Tory Taylor, the punter? Darnell Wright? Gordon? I talked to George in the tailgate, asked if he was ready for the Bajan era since Bajan was starting that game. He looked at me, turned, and walked away with no as an answer. Former and Olympic professional boxer and professional coach Brandon. I will not mess with you ever, Bear. If I ever disrespect you, remind me because I don't want to be on the other side of that punching, okay? I used to be really good at punching the heavy bag, and my buddy was like, "Feeling pretty good about yourself, huh?" And he goes, "Bags don't hit back." I guess it's something that Bruce Lee used to say, "Boards don't hit back" or something like that. Punter, Chris Foster says punter, punt god, Taylor, Billings. And James Childress has some wings. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for making our very first show, Tracks After Dark, a hit. I should have put, hey, Ant Mass, should we rename this? What should we rename this, man? I feel like you guys stole the show. The show wasn't about me. It was about you guys, man. I thought it was great. I thought this was great. Should it be followers after dark or fans after dark, something like that? Leave it in the comments below, man. Leave it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for joining the show. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, leave a good review. Let everybody know about our show. Like I said, subscribe if you like what we got. That's it, man. Have a great weekend with your family, with your loved ones. Enjoy the fact that the Bears game's over with and we don't have to suffer tomorrow. Let's watch some games. Let's see what the divisional foes do. Let's look at the playoff contenders, the pretenders. Let's look at all that. Let's look at our fantasy footballs. If anybody's in the championships, let's just have a good day tomorrow. Let's enjoy the fact that our Bears aren't playing tomorrow. And Chi-Town up, Bear down. Love you guys. Sick ass names on this. Great show for venting. Yes. All right, guys. See ya. Chi-Town up, Bear down. Love you guys. Happy New Year, everybody. And the outro from J2K.